store, bookstore, gift shop, pretty cool place to browse if you have the time once our tour ends. Guys, we're here to talk about the swimming pool. And I have a feeling a couple of you might enjoy this story. Guys, when the Hemingways bought this property in 1931, there was no swimming pool here. Pauline Pfeiffer always wanted one. She loved to throw lavish parties. The first thing Ernest Hemingway did when they bought this property, he constructed regulation-sized boxing ring, right where you see this swimming pool. He was an avid amateur boxer. He conducted boxing matches all week long, right up until the very end of 1936. Ernest Hemingway was called over to Spain to cover the Spanish Civil War as a correspondent. So off he goes over to Spain, of course leaving Pauline and the young boys here by themselves. On a total of about 9 months. It only took Pauline 2 weeks to find out another correspondent had gone over to Spain with her husband, which that turned out to be Martha Gellhorn. The gal who came into town, put on her little black dress, to become his third wife. Obviously, Pauline not too happy about that. So what does she do? She hires the contractors. What's the first thing they do? Rip out Ernest Hemingway's regulation-sized boxing ring. Then they carve this pool out of the hard coral rock by hand to create the only in-ground residential swimming pool in Key West at that time. And today it's still the largest in-ground residential swimming pool in Key West. Well, guys, of course, good to learn he did return from his duties as a correspondent from Spain, late 1937. And it is said at that time, upon his return, Pauline was right down here where we're standing now, ready to introduce her newly arrived husband to the new pool she had just put in. This deck also was just being put in at the time. The concrete's still a little wet around the edge. Guys, here comes Bill Ernie around that corner for the first time to see the new pool. It's the first thing he says to Pauline. My God, Pauline, how much did this cost us? And she told him $20,000. Now remember, guys, it was only 6 years earlier. They paid $8,000 for the entire property, the land and the buildings. In today's dollars, that's $20,000, equivalent to $300,000. Upon hearing that, Rich reached into his pocket. He pulled out a penny, held that penny up in front of Pauline. Said, Pauline, we spent all the rest of our money. Might as well take my last penny, slung that penny and anchor down to the deck, and stormed off to Sloppy Joe's Barn Grill to drown his sorrows. Pauline Pfeiffer had a moment of inspiration. She picked up that penny and she plunged it into the wet concrete right from that green grove. That is the original 1934 D, Denver copper penny, thrown there in anger by Ernest Hemingway on that day in 1937. And guys, you know the only reason it stayed here all this time? Pauline Pfeiffer had a good sense of humor. Separated and divorced shortly after this incident. Pauline remained in this house, lived here continuously until 1951, when she died suddenly of natural causes. While Pauline lived here, she threw her lavish parties. And at those parties, she'd always get her girlfriends right up here. And she would say to them, ladies, of all of them as friends, I'm the only one who took him for his last rinse and she went with that penny there. Come on, guys, who's funnier than that? That girl's sense of humor. It's that she's not my ex-wife, that's all. Okay, guys, you follow me. We're heading right up to the back before it's going to finish the trip, okay? Just a couple minutes of